Good morning, my friends. I hope you have your coffee. You are ready to start your day because today is an exciting day. I'm Lindsay. I'm one of the AllStripes ambassadors with a Peak 3CA related overgrowth spectrum syndrome. That is a mouthful, which is why we like to abbreviate it PROS. I tend to think of it as pros at overgrowth. That has not caught on yet, but I'm working on it. It's one of my efforts to get that to catch on, that we are pros at overgrowth. But anyways, I am going to take you with me as I journey through the day. I'm going to take over the AllStripes Instagram account and show you a little bit of behind the scenes of what it looks like to live with a rare disease and what it looks like to live with a PROS condition such as CLOVES in particular. So stay tuned. TBH, I feel a little bit like an Instagram influencer wannabe telling you about some like cool new gadget or makeup I found, but that's not what's going on here. I thought I would share with you how I have to put on my makeup currently. Because of my syndrome, I have been having a progressive complication that causes a lot of heaviness in my dominant arm and hand. It's really hard to put on makeup because I have to try to hold my arm up and it begins to hurt really badly. So my lymphatic therapist helped me think through how to accommodate and alleviate that pain. And so my poor husband now has even less of a bathroom counter because this stack of books helps elevate my arm so that I don't have to try to hold it up. And so far it's So I am currently getting dressed so that I can head to class. I'm a master's student, so I have to look somewhat professional-ish, which is a whole nother issue when your arms and hands typically don't fit into nice blouses and things, but that's a whole nother story. So anyways, most people don't realize that underneath my clothing, I'm typically wearing several compression garments to try to alleviate swelling and pain. So I'm going to let you take a guess on how many lymphatic compression garments I'm going to wear to class today. So see the next slide. You can look at my garments and take a guess. Hello, so I am back from class. I'm back in my comfy clothes and I'm about to take my puppy on a walk. So I want to braid my hair. That way it's out of my face when we go. And I thought I'd show you what it's like for me to braid because it's a really complicated process for me. It took like 20 years to figure out how to braid because I don't have multiple functioning fingers. And so for me to braid, I am constantly having to utilize my posture, bending my back backwards and then bending it forwards to help move the braid so that my right hand can just kind of hold strands of hair up against my chest until the one finger I do have that functions fairly well can actually twist the other strands around. So it's a constant process of having to take my right hand, just hold strands in place, and then use one finger and So I am currently sitting outside with my pup Phoebe, and it is such a nice day here in Dallas, but I think it's gonna rain most of next week. And I keep thinking about this line from Taylor Swift's song Peace, and she says, "I give you my sunshine, give you my best, but the rain is always gonna come if you're standing with me." And then she asks the question, would it be enough if I could never give you peace? And I think that line, like, I've been thinking about it all day because it just resonates with me, and living with a rare disease and, you know, asking that question or a similar question to those who love us and walk with us. You know, is it enough if I can't give you peace and certainty and, you know, a clear future? Yeah. Phoebe and I are back from our walk. We're both going to rest, and I'm going to elevate my arms to get some swelling out. But I thought I would go ahead and elaborate a little bit on that last video. You know, I think a lot of us in the rare disease community especially, find ourselves asking a question similar to Taylor Swift's question. You know, if I can't give you a clear future or certainty or peace or answers or whatever, am I still enough? Am I still worthy of your devotion or commitment? And I think one of the loveliest things about AllStripes is that they look at this community and say, hey, we see you, we're here for you, you are worthy of our time, worthy of our resources, worthy of our effort. And I hope we all begin to cultivate that disposition. Well, friends, you are getting a special look into the life of Lindsey. Most people don't know that I spend an enormous amount of time doing lymphedema therapy treatments. I go to lymphatic therapy usually twice a week, and then I do lymphedema treatments at home as well with my lymphatic therapy pump. And most people don't know that the majority of the reading and research I do for papers and projects in my classes takes place while I'm hooked up to a therapy pump, or takes place in waiting rooms before doctor's appointments. In the next 3 weeks, I have at least 3 appointments every week. So the majority of the papers I'm working on, I will work on in waiting rooms, because you do the best you can with what you have to work. So I'm currently working on an assignment that's due next week, and it's an outline. Now, because of the progressing complications in my hands and arms, I'm really supposed to minimize the amount that I type right now, because typing puts a lot of stress on your hands and your arms. But friends, I'm a master's student. What do? I type. So I'm trying to rely pretty heavily on voice technology right now, but anyone who's used voice technology knows that you run into some hiccups. Today, I think I've run into the biggest hiccup of all, which is trying to create an outline with subordination and indentation and all the things. So if any of you are interested in tech development, please do something. Well, friends, I am about to head to dinner with my husband, so this is the last video, and LOL that you can see all of my lymphatic massage therapy equipment behind me. Anyways, I thought I would leave you with my rare disease truth, which is an important truth for all of us, I think. It's really easy to conflate our identity with our rare disease, or certain words, or labels, or numbers, medical bill numbers. And I think it's important for us to remember that we are loved, accepted, and valued because of who we are, not what we do, and that we do not need to prove that we are worth how much it costs. Some of us are very expensive, and yet we are still priceless and invaluable. We are all priceless and invaluable. And I just want to thank you for joining me today and letting me share.